Alright, hello everybody, it is me Flygon, your coach of the Florida Flygons, and yes, that means that we are here with another TCL video, week 3, look at that, made a week 3 video, isn't that fucking surprising? But yes, it is week 3 of the TCL, and we will be facing off against the Central Florida Cramorants, who is another Florida, so we're facing off against another Florida boy, so isn't that cool? Anyways, his team consists of Gliscor, Ambipom, Togekiss, Gyarados, Flygon, Spiritomb, Bronzong, Jolteon, Snorlax, and Medicham. A really fucking good team. Like, this team is terrifying. Really fucking good team. Really well built team. And definitely something that's going to be super tough to face off against and build for. But we did our best, and this is what I came up with. So, just getting straight off to it, one of his biggest threats for me was Medicham. Medicham scared the absolute shit out of me because I just didn't have a switch in for it. So I had to do my best to deal with it in any way humanly possible. So first mon we have is Donphan, max HP, max defense, with leftovers, Stealth Rock, Protect, Earthquake, Stone Edge. I'm running Protect for the Medicham, obviously. Don't want to deal with Bandit High jump kicks. So we got Stealth Rock just for hazards, because hazards are pretty good against this team, I would say. Especially for whittling down stuff like Gyarados and Togekiss, and Ambipom too, very important, especially since Rocky Helmet doesn't exist in BDSP. So Donphan going to be very important for dealing with those threats like Ambipom and Gliscor and such, even if he can't really do much to Gliscor back. It's just a temporary stopgap to Gliscor, especially if it's like a SD set, just in case I need to take a hit, you know? But Donphan, just here for defensive purposes. We got a sub Quiver Dance, Venomoth with Black Sludge as its item, Sludge Bomb, Bug Buzz, max special attack, sorry that was weird, max special attack with enough speed to outspeed, I'm pretty sure it was, I think something on his team hit 298, so I went with 300, I forgot who, but, you know, it'll come to my mind eventually. But, yeah, sub Quiver Dance just looks really good against this team. In hindsight, I wish I went with Protect, because it would have been so much more useful against something like Ambipom, you know, just Fake Out. Same with Medicham, would have dealt with Fake Out Medicham really well too. But, you know, sub is good too, just getting free setup with Quiver Dance, and this thing is a monster late game, and hopefully it puts in work. Venomoth doing Venomoth things, you know. We're finally running a Specs Gengar, week 3. And just basic Specs Gengar things, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, and Sludge Bomb. He doesn't have a good switch into I'm sorry, I can't speak today. But, yeah, he just doesn't have a good Gengar switch in bar Lax. And I don't think I think Lax, I forgot what he switched out for Lax, but he didn't have Lax when we faced off. I don't remember what he had, but it wasn't Lax. What was it? I don't remember. But yeah, he didn't have Lax, so I actually didn't have to deal with Lax. So, you know, whatever he had wasn't a good Gengar switch in. So his only real Shadow Ball switch in was Ambipom. And so just Specs made sense. Nothing else really switched into it. I loved how much damage it did to shit like Spiritomb. And yeah, that's Gengar, just doing Specs Gengar things. We have a Life Orb Sneasel with Icicle Crash, Throat Chop, Ice Shard, and Protect. Protect is for stuff like Ambipom and Medicham, making sure they can get any free Fake Outs, and Medicham can't get off any Scarf High jump kicks. Just Ambipom being able to hit everything for a lot of damage, and Ice Shard being very useful to probably stop something like a Dragon Dance Gyarados or a Dragon Dance Flygon. So Sneasel, very good offensively this match. Now we have Milotic, the Wall, with max HP, max defense, Protect, Recover, Scald, Dragon Tail. We're running Dragon Tail again just because I love the utility of being able to Dragon Tail out a, you know, SD Gliscor or a Dragon Dance Gyarados especially, or a Dragon Dance Flygon, or a Calm Mind Spiritomb, or anything that wants to try and set up on me. Max defense is really good this match for stuff like Gyarados, since it's BDSP and Gyarados can't get Power Whip. And overall, he just doesn't deal with this thing super well, especially if he doesn't bring Jolteon. It's very hard for him to stop this thing, unless he goes to like Togekiss flinching, which is very possible, but Milotic, just being the wall that it is here. And finally, Rotom Heat with Nasty Plot, Reflect, Overheat, Thunderbolt. Nasty Plot Rotom looked really good this match. I really liked its matchup, but I realized that it's kind of setup fodder for Flygon, and so I decided to run Reflect, just in case he does bring Dragon Dance Flygon. I wanted to run Will-O-Wisp, but I was on the fence about it. In hindsight, I think Will-O-Wisp would have just been better overall, but I like the utility Reflect in this matchup. But that's our team, and just no bullshit. Let's get straight into the match, which he brought Togekiss, Rotom Frost. It was Rotom Frost. It was Rotom Frost. I'm smart. It was Rotom Frost over Snorlax. Okay, so we know that. Ambipom, Spiritomb, Flygon, and Bronzong. And one thing you'll notice is that he didn't bring Medicham. What the fuck? This is the second week in a row where I over prep for a Mon, and the opponent just doesn't bring it. Am I crazy? Am I going insane? Am I the only one with like... I'm not going to say that, but I'm so confused. Anyways, didn't bring Medicham. Very pog. Very happy about that. But yeah, let's just get straight into the matchup, where I lead Rotom Heat and his lead is Bronzong. Very good lead on my part. I was contemplating reflecting here, but I just wanted damage on this Bronzong since it's really good. Since damage on this is really good for later on in the match for stuff like Sneasel, you know. So Overheat immediately. Doesn't quite kill, but I didn't expect it to. I just wanted to get in some damage. He set up rocks, and I immediately realized, oh shit, I don't have hazard removal. So even though I got a shit ton of damage off on Bronzong, him getting up rocks was really bad, because as you can see, my team is very, very rocks weak. And this week, I didn't bring hazard removal. I just didn't think about it. So, good play on him, just going for rocks straight up, because it's really fucking good against my team. So, the instant he set up rocks, I knew this was going to be a very hard matchup. So, he explodes, I set up Reflect. The Reflect actually helped with that. And now he brings in Monkey. Now, I didn't want this thing taking unnecessary damage, especially since rocks are now up, and I needed this as a switch into Togekiss. So I go Donphan just to take any fake out or double hits or whatever. I take that very well. He U-turns out, as he should. He goes into Rotom Frost, but I set up my own rocks since hazards are good against his team too, which means he either has to play with rocks on his side as well, or he has to defog, meaning that he can't play with his own hazards up. I also don't think Rotoms get defog this gen. I'm not this gen, but like in BDSP, which is weird, but you know, either way, you know what I mean. But I go into Rotom Heat as he switch into Rotom Frost. He misses the Blizzard, which is unfortunate, but that's how Blizzard works. He goes into Flygon. I overheat, get some chip on that. Doesn't look defensive or anything, just standard damage. Well, actually, that looks a little bit defensive, but at the same time, that's about what I expected, damage-wise. So, I'm scared of this thing. I switch out onto Donphan, trying to bluff either like an Ice Shard or whatever, or just scouting what he wants to do if he wants to U-turn. But he goes for something I didn't expect, and Draco Meteors. And first of all, that's cool as fuck. Running special Flygon for Donphan, really fucking cool bring from my opponent. 10 out of 10. Love the boy. Love the work he's putting in with Flygon. But obviously I'm in trouble now, and I'm just like, shit. I don't want my Milotic taking unnecessary damage, so I have to let... So I protect first, just to scout what he's gonna do. But ultimately, I let Donphan go, which means my 6-0 streak has now come to an end, which, hey, I got 2 6-0s in a row. Who can be mad at that? But it ends right here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we had a good run. So he knocks out Donphan. I go into Venomoth just to set up. He goes into Ambipom. The reason why I Quiver Dance immediately and didn't sub is because I realized, oh wait, Spiritomb has Infiltrator. I'm dumb. So things aren't very pog right now. But I Quiver Dance here. This is where I wish I had Protect, because I could have protected the Fake Out. But instead, I take this massive damage from Fake Out. But now I have an opportunity to at least knock out one of his Pokemon. So I Sludge Bomb here, take out Ambipom, which is huge, 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 huge. He realistically should have gone into Spiritomb, but obviously it would have done a lot to Spiritomb. So either way, I was happy with any damage I could take on anything. And him stacking Ambipom was big for me, especially now that Donphan was gone. I needed that thing gone. So he goes into Spiritomb. Now I gotta play some mind games. So he goes for a Sucker Punch. I know he's gonna go for that. I Quiver Dance here. So now it's a 50-50 again. And I know Sludge Bomb / Bug Buzz doesn't kill, but it depends on the set. It depends on how much HP and SpDef he has. Is he banded? Is he not banded? I'm not sure. I think this thing's banded, so I go for another Quiver Dance, trying to see what he is. But he goes for Sneak. And so now Venomoth is dead without getting any damage on the Spiritomb, which sucks. So even though this position is super tough, I'm still confident that I can win this match. Especially seeing now that I have Rocks up, I can get, and if I chip this Rotom Frost down enough, Milotic alone can win this game. So I go into Milotic just to tank any hit this thing wants. It can't really do that much to me. And just looking for any kind of Scald Burns or anything, you know. So he goes into Togekiss. Dragon Tail, I think I was trying to scout for a Rotom Frost switch, but it's not a bad play. I think Scalding there would have been better just for damage, but you know, Dragon Tail isn't bad either, especially if I'm trying to predict for Rotom Frost. I go into Rotom as I switch into Togekiss. Air Slash barely does anything to me. I Sped Crept for this Togekiss, and so he goes into Flygon, and I try to go for a Thunderbolt. I just wanted to be as safe as possible, didn't want to risk anything. I knew he was probably going to go in Flygon, but again, I just didn't want to risk anything. And now I don't really have a great switch into Flygon, especially if it like ends up critting my Milotic. I need this thing as healthy as possible. So I sack Rotom. I go into Gengar because he's -2. I know this thing's Scarf, not Specs, because I calced it. And Shadow Ball is hella free, and so is Dazzling Gleam. So either one I can just click for free. I know Togekiss is in range of Dazzling Gleam, and everything else just doesn't want to take a Dazzling Gleam either. So I go for Specs Dazzling Gleam here. It does 40% to Togekiss, which that thing looks somewhat SpDef, so I'm surprised it did that much, but I calced it, and Gengar is a strong boy. So he goes back into Flygon, and I'm just like, shit. So I'm forced to go into Milotic. He goes for Draco, does a decent, hefty chunk, but as long as I don't get crit here or anything, I can just recover this damage off. And he goes into Rotom Frost, and now I'm scared, because I don't know what set this is. Scarf is really scary against my team, but so is Nasty Plot. So what is he gonna do, right? It's very scary, and it all depends on like what I want to do here. So I go for a very bold play where I Dragon Tail this thing out, trying to predict either a Nasty Plot or something of the sort. And I know even if I Dragon Tail this thing, even if I Dragon Tail out Flygon or something, I can just sack something. I can either sack something in the back, or if he is Dragon Tailed out into Spiritomb, then I could just recover for free. And luckily I get the Spiritomb, which means I can recover for complete free without having to worry about anything, which is huge, which is very big. And he tries to whittle down this Milotic, but he's doing absolutely no damage to my defensive Milotic. He goes back into Rotom Frost, takes that Stealth Rock damage, which is very important. I get the Scald off. He's at 6%. Unfortunately, don't get the burn, but I don't think it mattered. I'm not sure. But I take the Thunderbolt. I Scald this thing again just to kill it because I need this thing gone. And at this point, it's very much looking like Sneasel was going to take this endgame, and that's what I'm anticipating, as long as everything goes well. So Milotic still alive, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me protect, and let me get some HP back. And I realized, oh wait, this is either a roll or it barely doesn't kill me. So I just stay in here. I was going to stay in either way. And I take that really well, 36. So last time must have been like a super high roll, because I took that Draco super well. And now I recover the damage off, and at this point, the game is just over. There's no way he can break through this Milotic without any crits or anything. So I recover again, just for the insurance, just for the safety. And now I can just start spamming Scalds, and he can't do anything about it. Don't get the burn on Spiritomb, but it doesn't matter. Sucker Punch barely does anything to begin with. And now he only has Flygon left, and I have Sneasel in the back, so this is a guaranteed dub. I protect again just to see what he goes for. He's actually running the Dragon Tail, which is pretty cool. I love this set. Scarf Dragon Tail is super interesting. I also didn't realize that I wasted all of his Draco Meteor PP. Maybe I realized it in the match, but I didn't realize it right now. So he can't click Draco either. So he's pretty effed. Especially just, yeah. So I get the Scald off. Barely doesn't kill. And Sneasel gets dragged out anyways. So Sneasel gets the kill. So Sneasel is able to finish Flygon off with an Ice Shard. And we win this week 3-0. GG. Really fun match, really close match, my most competitive match so far, which makes me very happy because, you know, if I get 6-0s every week, what's so exciting about that? I mean, it's cool. Yeah, 6-0ing people is cool, but it's not the most fun thing in the world. This match was super fun, super competitive. GG's Scrub, awesome team, and really just had me on my toes for the entire match. Really loved this match. And yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Next week, we are going to be facing off against who did we, I think it was Jeff. I'm pretty sure it's Jeff. Okay, it's Jeff. So week 4 we will be facing off against Jeff, who has a very interesting team. Oh, okay, yeah, they traded. See, look, they traded. Okay. I'm sorry, but we'll be facing off against Jeff next week. He has a very interesting team, but a very threatening one at that. But we'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll do my best to provide more TCL content as time goes by, but we'll see. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night, whatever time zone you're living in, and I'll see you later. Peace.